A mainline wife and mother is getting candid about some real struggles she faced as a teenager. And she's not ashamed to reveal that she's a recovering addict and alcoholic and how she is embracing all of it. She details her emotional turmoil and road to recovery in a brand new book called Pretty Wrecked. And joining us this morning is Tracy Viola to tell us all about her story. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you, and thank you for opening up and being honest about your journey, because you never know who is helping and inspiring. So first, let's talk a little bit about your journey, right? You grew up on the main line. Your life from the outside was good.
Exactly.
But on the inside, not so much.
So as you said, I grew up on the main line in what people would consider an affluent neighborhood, went to private school, all of that. Not something that I feel like society typically thinks of when they think of addiction. Unfortunately, my parents divorced when I was young. My father wasn't involved after that. And when my mother married my stepfather, who appeared fine on the outside for a period of time, unfortunately, he was extremely cruel and abusive and really a true monster. When that disintegrated, when I was about 16 years old, I found myself turning to alcohol and drugs, really as a source of almost numbing an escape from those memories and feelings of my stepfather.
Wow. And you write about that in your book, your high school and college years. When did you make the decision to become sober, and what was that journey like?
I didn't go from like 0 to 60 in 1 minute, but then I started to find myself making rationalizations and excuses for trying something else and doing something else. Eventually, I found myself failing out of my first semester of college, coming home, and my mom at that point had realized that it had gotten too much, that things had gotten very bad. So she kicked me out of the house, and I really need to give her credit for saying enough is enough. During that period of homelessness, I came to almost a moment of clarity where I realized that my way wasn't working anymore. And I didn't know where I wanted that to go. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know that I maybe wanted to get sober. I just knew, I just had that one moment where I went, okay, this isn't working. And I was fortunate enough to get into an amazing outpatient rehab program with counselors that really got through to me. And little by little, I was able to slowly put my life back together. And really, as they say, 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time. I was 19 years old, which I'm also just so unbelievably grateful to have handled this struggle at such a young age. And I just celebrated 28 years sober in February.
Wow, congratulations. That deserves a round of applause. Speaking of that, fast forwarding to all that you are today. You are a wife, you are a mother of 2, you have 2 master's degrees in counseling psychology, and like you said, you've maintained your sobriety. Talk about life right now. Talk about the pretty from the wreck.
Yes, I love that. Yes. So, I mean, I just could not be more grateful. And I really believe the only way I got to where I am and the successes that I've had are because of all of the lessons I learned in early sobriety. It's about a decision, it's about having a plan, and it's about consistently showing up. And I really feel like all of that has led me to where I am today with a successful career, a successful marriage. We're celebrating 19 years this summer.
That's beautiful.
With an amazing man. And had I not done the work to, heal on the inside, there's no way I would have been able to embrace his love. And he's just phenomenal. And then these 2 kids that I get to really be an example for, of somebody that, and I'm very open with them about the struggles that I've had and the person that I am today. And, I love being sober. And I love the lessons I've learned.
Thinking of all of this, right, what piece of advice would you tell your younger self, knowing what you know now?
That's a great question. I would tell my younger self, and I actually do these moments in the book where they're called in retrospect sections, where I kind of am me now looking back at then, 16-year-old Tracy, 17-year-old Tracy. I would say you need to think about where this is going. So much of being a teenager is being in the moment and not thinking about what's going to happen in the future, where this is going to go. And I wish I could go back and say, is this adding to the life that you want, or is this going to get in the way of it? Because it's really it's one direction or the other, right? As Oprah Winfrey says, there's either love or fear.
Yeah.
You know, are you going in the direction of love? Are you going in the direction of that future that you want? Or are you going in a direction of fear and avoidance and peer pressure and, you know, are you succumbing to that? I really wrote Pretty Wrecked was for hope. To give people hope and give people a win in this time of what we're seeing with fentanyl deaths and the opioid epidemic, and people needed a win.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is a win indeed. I hope this book is a win for you and
I hope so too.
all the other things to come.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
Aunyea.
thank you. So once again, Tracy's book is called Pretty Wrecked, and Tracy will have a meet and greet to discuss her new memoir this Saturday at Unity Java on Ridge Avenue in Roxborough. It's happening from 2 to 4 p.m., and you can get all the details you need on NBC10.com/finditon10. Tracy Viola, thank you.
Thank you so much
for being here on
Absolutely,
Philly
my
Live.
pleasure.
Such a pleasure meeting you.
Awesome.
What a great
Yay.
story.
Thank you. See you Saturday.